I'm hitting go live now.
Yep, power just came back on about 4
Wow.
seconds.
Shut the front door, everybody. We are live, and we are so excited because Simon is with us, and we didn't think he was going to be able to join us because it rained where he was. And when it rains, they lose power. So when he just literally just now popped into the Zoom room, and that's why I was like, shut the front door. Here he is. Oh, we're showing off mugs. Okay, look.
No, I'm still having my morning coffee. That's how.
Oh, look at mine. This isn't coffee. This is water.
Be right back. I forgot my water.
But I've made my own like little Tam Vapes water thingy, whatever you call it.
That's cool.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
It is.
Yeah, I did it like in 5 minutes too.
You know how when you're sort of late for everything, it kind of throws out everything that you're doing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You sort of sit there and go, I never have my morning coffee while I'm actually doing the show. I have it prior and have a bit of brekkie. I haven't had any of that because we haven't been able to even get water because we're on tank water. So as soon as we lose power, we get no water as well.
Tank water?
Sorry?
Is tank water the same as like well water?
No, rainwater off the roof into a tank.
Oh, okay. I got you.
No, tell the truth, Simon. You're just dipping your mug into your fish tank, aren't you?
Tank water. I'm just like, what is tank water?
In actual fact, we don't have a fish tank anymore. Only 4 days ago, our final fish died, and since the kids weren't paying any attention to the damn fish, we're not having any more fish. We're fishless. Although I could get a fishing rod and go and buy a fish and go fishing and repeatedly catch it. Might keep me amused for a little while in these days.
Yeah, you could, because a lot of people do that. They catch them, throw them back. Yeah.
Well, I did see a picture of a guy who was sitting on the toilet with fish in his bath. Which,
now you reminded me of a story when my kids were little and we went fishing and they were like, we can just take them home and put them in the bathtub. We can keep them in the bathtub. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
Wicked awesome. I got some news for Aussie Shano too, because he did ask.
Hey. Well, I'm trying to say hey to everybody, but I know I'm just looking over and I get distracted. Go ahead. You've got news for Aussie.
Yeah, Aussie Shano asks on one of the shows when Flavor Chaser is shipping to Australia. Guess what, buddy? Now.
So and Deb mixed up your mix. Nevins?
Yeah, the fried milk.
Yeah. She told me in
Yeah, I need to reply to her. I didn't see the comment on ELR.
Oh, okay, cool. I have it.
You have what?
It's good to see Liam and Nick able to make the show too, because hey, what do you have to do? Get up tomorrow at what, 12 midday?
Well, yeah. See, well, this is a very special treat, everybody out there, and yeah, we have Aussie Shana, we have Vaping Surveyor, and we have Michael Morris. So yeah, it's good to see you guys out there. So especially the Vaping Surveyor. Are you like on shelter now, like not working? And so I haven't got to see you in chat much. So
he's surveying the lounge room.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I've been in here most of the day in my room, and I'm still of a freaking mess, no matter what I do.
we had that conversation the other day, Liam, about the traffic in the kitchen and stuff.
Bigfoot, how you doing, Bigfoot? You're in a hotel. Wow. Dang, Surveyor, what you doing in a hotel? Nah, you don't have to tell me what you're doing there. I'm joking.
Well, if you think about it, it wouldn't be bad being in a hotel. You wouldn't have to worry about toilet paper. You wouldn't have to worry about going out and buying food.
Yeah, this is true. So, Deb, that's interesting. You had a doctor's appointment. I've heard of this. A lot of people, like with their kids' orthodontist appointments and stuff, they're having to do them by either phone or they're having to do them like through like a Zoom video conference thing.
Yeah, they're doing that here in Australia as well. They're doing tele appointments, so
Yeah.
you can do a video link up with your doctor. Mind you,
Yeah,
the doctors are a bit retarded and don't know how to work anything. But yeah, look.
And well, just in case we have a bad stream, when I first logged into set up the show, it did say on the website that there may be like some bad streaming because of all the extra traffic that Zoom is having. So
Yeah.
We'll see how it all works out.
Actually, on that note of teleconferencing with your doctor, the other day, Athra posted a link, which is for quickclinics.com, which is for Australians to get scripts for nicotine.
Oh, yeah?
So the link's in the chat. I haven't tried it myself because I've already got a script, but next time I re-up, I'm going to pop by there. You do a video chat with the doctor and he will prescribe nicotine for you.
Nice.
I think it's about 80 odd bucks with no Medicare rebate. So, but realistically, with what Greg Hunt's doing, sending a letter to Border Force and all that sort of stuff, it might be time to, if you haven't got a prescription, to go out and get one.
Right.
Because if your nic gets stopped at customs now, it may well get destroyed. So have a look check out Quick Clinics. I haven't tried it myself, but if you try it and it works all right for you, please let us know so we can sort of spread it around a bit. That's something new for Australia, and that you can video conference a doctor and get a script for nic, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. So we have, like we said, we have Liam and we have, who is that up there? I can't figure it out. Well, on your guys' screen, he's down there. That oh, you didn't have to pee in a cup. Oh my God. Oh, Nicholas Evans is here.
The Nevins.
Hey guys.
Nicholas Evans. How are you doing, Nick?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. So, and then we also have Graham here. You can't see him on the screen, but you might hear his voice in the chat.
Yeah, you can hear my voice. You can hear the voice of God.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, the Overlord.
Yeah. Just don't be the evil overlord. My net connection's gone. Robot.
Is it yours?
Yeah, no, it was mine. It popped up on the screen saying unstable net connection.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, no, mine's great. Finally.
Well, it does it when you're talking. You know, like if you're just sitting there, it never pops up. But as soon as you talk, it just goes, bah!
Yeah, yeah.
Just to muck with you. But
so we ended up with a full house tonight, and for a minute I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we're not going to have anybody because your power was out. And then the boys, I'm thinking they're going to go to sleep. And I told Zippy, I said, it may just be me and you mixing up marshmallows. I don't know.
Ooh, we can play with
That's Forrest
marshmallows.
out there now?
Ooh.
so Zip, where are your stitches, love? Where are they?
Where's my what?
Your stitches.
Let me first tell you
Tell us.
that guy came at me with clippers. Remember Jackass? Bzz.
And so how many stitches did he require?
I told him, I said, do you ever want to have children? He said, yeah, someday. I said, then put those suckers away. They're actually right under my big bump. Ow. Right under my big
dear.
bump. And I became a ginger for a couple hours.
Oh, interesting.
No, it wasn't as much fun.
Blonde's better than ginger.
They got something on top of it. I can't take it off, but it's like, I don't know if you can see it.
That's all right. We can just see your hair.
No, it's not my hair. It's hard. Whatever it is hard. I'm supposed to go back.
It'll go back. Well, when I had stitches here in my head, I had like a big horseshoe.
Well, he said I actually got like a ZZ Top thing going.
Yeah, and they like literally did shave my head, and I was pissed when
I saw him coming. I said, "How do I?"
Well, I was in a coma. I couldn't see.
I had shaved when I was in that.
But when
like
I was
waking up after
aware
a
enough
haircut
to
there,
realize it, I'm like, who the fuck shaved my head?
Zippy's just trying to do the Harry Potter scar on the back of her head.
So I was just read in chat. Michael Morris is talking about having a hard time getting VG. Is there a shortage? So you want to go with that?
Yeah, there is a shortage because it's used in people making their own hand cleaner, and places like, I think it was Essential Depot, are absolutely price gouging the hell out of VG.
Yes.
Their price went up to $130 a gallon.
I've heard that everybody's price gouging, and
That's Australia.
that have it are closed down. They can't ship.
Yeah, well, the thing is that a lot of people bought VG because of I think it was the World Health Organization and their recipe for hand sanitizer, and as a result, there was a shortage, and then an Essential Depot said, well, when there's a shortage, the price goes up. It's natural. That's how it works. And for me, no, that's not how it works. That's taking advantage of a bad situation and profiteering off it, and it's a pretty shit thing to do. Really.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, look, I haven't bought VG over here. I don't know if there's a shortage over here in Australia, but yeah, look, definitely over in the USA, there's a little bit of shenanigans going on in that regard, which is pretty ordinary behavior. Just
Imagine that, shenanigans in the USA.
Never happens. Never happens. But yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you hunt around, you will find it for a reasonable price. Just probably not from Essential Depot. And with behavior like that, it kind of makes me want to just say, like, if I was in the US buying VG, it would make me say, oh, well, fuck you, I'm not using that company anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But they do supply a lot of places. I think they supply Nick River and maybe BCF, I'm not sure, but it's pretty ordinary behavior, just quietly. But what do you do? If you need it, you need it, you get it. But this whole thing is it's a pain in the ass for everyone. But I mean, it's showing some people's true colours too, which
Absolutely.
and not in a good way. Oh, cough! No, I can't leave it.
Oh, corny.
But oh well.
Did anybody notice that the Flavor Chaser got a new flavor today?
No, what was it?
Spanking new. Yeah.
No, I didn't. I only just got here.
Oh, it just popped up there today.
Nice. What's new?
Yeah. Some Mr. Fog guy.
Oh, what you put on there?
I don't know. Maybe we should look.
Oh, I've got an idea what it is, but I haven't seen it yet. So I'm gonna suggest maybe it's the Mango Unchained. Maybe.
No, why would I put that on there?
Do you have the flavors for that?
Oh, that is one of my favorite.
Oh, I don't even want to talk to anybody now. I'm done. Bye.
Got all the flavors. I got all the flavors.
Yeah, look, it's a really, really nice mango ice cream. So if that's your thing, Mango Unchained is pretty damn nice. Put it this way, that's my personal bottle of it. That's
Yeah, no. When you drink gallons of it,
it's in this. And so yeah, if you like mango, have a crack with that as soon as it comes into stock. I dare say Zippy will be mixing that soon, and I might squirrel or on that one as well.
yeah, I got squirreled. Simon says, try this. Simon says, buy that. I'm getting a shirt that says Simon says. Sam was going to get one too.
There we go. I couldn't think of a name real quick. Sorry.
Wicked awesome. But what are we talking about today? We've got marshmallow on the plate, I believe.
Yes, we got marshmallow.
What is there to say about marshmallow?
Well, I can say a few things about the marshmallow. I have 3 marshmallows well, I actually had 4. Tam just reminded me I had one that I forgot I had. Oops, Loren's marshmallow.
Did she tell you where it was in the room as well?
That would have been really scary.
That would have been freaky. I'd have been looking for freaking cameras, man. No, she didn't quite tell me because I kind of messed up her system and I moved everything. So she's kind of at a disadvantage now.
Yeah, I don't know that one. Hold on, I got
Okay, so I am gonna talk about Capella marshmallow and compare. Let me start again. Compared to other marshmallows, this marshmallow, and I'm having battery issues. Okay, this marshmallow is more eggy and vanilla tasting, and will round out a mix. You can use it as a sweetener at 1 to 2%. It's a lightish marshmallow, medium mouthfeel. My next one is TFA marshmallow.
Hold on. What
Yes.
do you use that at usually, Capella marshmallow?
I use it as sweetener, so I use it about 1 to 2%.
Yeah, okay.
I think I've used it as low as 0.5% because I forget what I put it in, cheesecake or something. I forget what I was doing. I put it in 0.5%. I don't think I've used it any higher than 2%, not to my knowledge anyway.
Yeah, no, me either. I've got Capella up to 1.5. So
Well,
that tracks. And I've got a no powdery. It's not a powdery marshmallow like some.
No.
Got a good gooey sort of mouthfeel. A gooey kind of texture with good mouthfeel. You can use it to fill out a mix. Now I've got there's a slight Tahitian vanilla note.
Yeah, well, that's what I got on mine. It's more eggy and more vanilla tasting than the other marshmallows.
Yeah, it does have a slight egg note, and if you think about it, it makes it work well with custards and bakeries.
Yeah, I did have it in a cheesecake, I think. I'm pretty sure it was a cheesecake.
I wrote down that it goes well with chocolates.
Does anything not go well with chocolate?
Well, then I wrote that down, and then I thought, well, hell yeah, because Zippy just used it in a recipe with chocolate.
Yeah. Marshmallow. I use it quite a bit, actually, to be surprised. I didn't realize it till my big bottle disappeared.
I just read a comment. I don't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
And he says he hasn't used marshmallow in a couple of years. And it's interesting because I was just thinking today, too, when I was reading all my notes and stuff on marshmallows, it was like, why don't I use marshmallow more? I mean, I don't use it. If I'm doing like a bubble gum, I'll think marshmallow or something.
I think marshmallow now is a sweetener. Like instead of using like
I don't use it a lot, and I'm like I should use it more because
I don't use it that much either.
For it, where it could.
Well,
really
it's funny. It's back in 4 years ago, you'd find marshmallow in just about every mix and body. And I think with the development of some flavor companies and the way they've filled out their flavors, the mouthfeel on a lot of the concentrates that are around now are a lot heavier than they used to be. So you tend to not need to add that mouthfeel to it anymore. There's other things to use. So yeah, look, Marshmallow to a degree, I guess, has fallen a little bit out of favor in that respect. And so people are not using it as much because it's just really not necessary to thicken up a mix with marshmallow like it used to be.
Okay, so my next one is TFA marshmallow. And this one will add more mouthfeel than the Capella. This one is sweeter than Cap and more aromatic than Capella. This one I add for more sweetness, 1 to 1.5% depending. So I will use Cap, probably more in a cheesecake or a custard. I will use the TFA if like I was making s'mores or with chocolate or something like that. I will use the TFA one for the sweetness part. And that's my note on the TFA. That's about all I got on the TFA.
That's very similar to what I've got written about. I've got 1 to 2%. Haven't used it in forever.
They come free.
No, I don't use it that much really. Like my bottle has been around forever, but I mean I don't.
Yeah,
it's TFA is not, and jump in and tell me to shut up. What I'm getting from it, and as far as a marshmallow goes, if you want a bag of marshmallows or a whip, it's not really any of those.
No, it's not.
It's more for that mouthfeel.
Yes.
Because most marshmallows are very dry, and that one's more liquid.
Yes.
I think it's the maltol that's in.
It's got ethyl maltol in it. So.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of the other marshmallow concentrates have actually got maltol in, which is why TFA has such a unique sort of usage for blending.
It's totally different than a lot of the other ones.
It is probably the sweetest marshmallow that's out there, and that's down to the EM. It'll use. I mean, my notes that I've got here are pretty much everything that everyone's already said. It's like there's a slight powdery note to it, like the outside of a marshmallow. It's really quite sweet, and it's a good blending agent, but it will knock the top out of your fruits, and so you'll lose those high notes in your fruit, and that'll be as a result.
I find the TFA one is better. In mine is good for chocolates. It's perfect for chocolates. Yeah. So my last one, being that I don't really have notes on Loram, is FA marshmallow. This one has a sharper sweetness. Actually, like the little mini marshmallows, it's the most rewind. It's the most authentic marshmallow taste, in my opinion. It has a more creamy, it has a malty taste to it. That's the FA for me.
Yes, and yes.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. It's a faint vanilla notes to it, slightly powdery, and as you said, not as sweet as the TPA. It can be used as a sweetener to thicken a thin mix, and it's the mini marshmallows, the little tiny, slightly hard ones.
Yeah, that's what I said about the little colored ones.
If you can think of those little twisted marshmallows, and you added a little strawberry to that, that's what that would be like.
Yes. So in summary for mine is Cap when you want eggy vanilla sweetness. TFA is more mouthful. Okay, I give up. More mouthfeel and sweetness. And FA is more authentic marshmallow. That's my summary. I'm done.
Beautiful.
And as Frank says, FA will drop your coils out pretty quick.
Oh yeah.
Do any of you have Flavor West marshmallow?
No, I don't have that. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's probably over there, but God only knows. I should go look. I'll go.
Yeah, it's third shelf down. Three across.
That would be funny.
Now you're going to freak her right out, mate. It's like, oh, here it is.
Apparently, in the beginning, when marshmallows were first being made, or I don't know, Flavor West is similar to that taste.
No Flavor West marshmallow. I'm surprised.
No, I don't have the Flavor West either. I
Marshmallow
mean,
I don't have that
marshmallows, they're all slightly different, and it depends on what application you're going to use for them to you know. So, I mean,
Hippie! I got him, and I'm so sorry, Hippie. I meant to send this to you earlier. I meant to send it to you earlier, and I totally just had my moment, and I apologize, but
Hey, Hippie.
you're here.
Howdy, howdy.
So we have Hippie to talk about marshmallows, and we did. So if you want to add something about what you know about, we just briefly talked about Capella, TFA, Flavor Art. And I think, Loran, have you ever used those or Flavor West?
Well, yeah, that recipe fluff and stuff from, hold on, I'll tell you what year that was. Hold on, let me go. I just posted it from 2017. Here, do I have a wrench?
Oh, I'll give you one if you don't. Hold on, let me get back to my thingy. Oh dang, where am I at? Where did my screen just go?
I don't know.
Oh
I can still see you.
There's my name. I just put a message in chat.
Okay, here we go. Oh, you put a message in there? Okay. Okay.
Hey, everybody in chat.
Add thingy. Yeah, you are now. Okay, good.
All right. Let's see here. This is
Give him a hammer.
2017. Well, I don't know if it went through.
I agree, Frank. I sacrificed my coils for Flavor Art. That's
Me
what
too.
I want.
I sacrificed my coils for anything.
I'm not scared.
I'm not scared either.
Well, it's not going through, but I posted the link and I don't see. I tried to post it. Well, let's see here.
Dave Flowers, how you doing? Oh, you can put it in
Here
the.
How's that? Will that work?
That works.
What happened?
A shared screen.
Oh, let me. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Got it.
This is old school. And when you said, when was it, Saturday night, that you were talking about marshmallows?
Yeah.
That was the first daggone recipe. That was one of my killer recipes. It had more views than almost any of my other videos back in 2017, and still getting, look at that, 1,062 times read, you know, since 2017, which, you know, I don't promote myself, but still, that's a lot for me. Simple, easy. Right now, I would change the cotton candy apple maltol and put a different sweetener in it.
Right.
But everything else, I'd leave the same. I'm telling you, it was a good recipe.
I don't have that marshmallow, and I've never even thought to get it. And I was watching an episode of Develop the other day, an old one, and somebody said that was one of their favorites. And even Vapin Trucker said it was one of his favorites. I'm like, wait,
I don't have that.
All right, marshmallow from Loran. All right, now I know everyone's eating Lucky Charms cereal with the little marshmallows.
Yeah, that's what it tastes like too.
Those marshmallows are kind of dry, but it's got that marshmallow flavor.
Yeah.
All right, that's Loran's marshmallow.
Yeah, it is.
If you want a cereal marshmallow, a true cereal marshmallow, use Loran's marshmallow and you'll nail it right on the head.
You keep holding your fingers up like that, people are gonna think something. With your little
But how many times do you go just pour some dry cereal of Lucky Charms and that's what you eat is the marshmallows?
Yep.
So,
I mean, especially when you're a kid.
sounds very similar to the jungle flavors marshmallow.
And I didn't know I had
Yeah.
that one until just a little while ago.
that's one of my
Okay.
favorites.
Yeah, the jungle flavors marshmallow is very good, but it is
smells-
definitely more of a cereal marshmallow than
Yeah.
your packet marshmallow.
And it's interesting because smelling this, it smells like a box of Lucky Charms, the marshmallows in it. Wow. I'll have to get the other one in.
It's a very nice marshmallow.
They don't have an only marshmallow cereal, do they? Because I need that.
What?
Just some marshmallows.
Oh, where you can just buy just the marshmallow.
Yeah, like in the real box. Like I don't need
I think
any.
you can,
Right.
but
Can
it's
I
just
buy
a
just
cereal.
Charms?
Just
Just
Only
yeah.
charms.
Yeah, only charms.
yeah,
It's
buy
just the charms, no cereal.
just buy 3 boxes of Lucky Charms, take out all the marshmallows, then return it to the supermarket. Say all the marshmallows were missing.
There's no marshmallows in this. It's so... Actually,
You can
talking
buy-
about cereal marshmallow, that sort of leads into one of Flavora's, which is, I've got to say, not my favorite flavor. It's the marshmallow treat. For me, marshmallow treat, use it under 1%. It comes off dry and wet rice bubbles for me. Like just
Yeah,
like,
I've heard that, the rice.
not an awesome flavor. And when I say wet rice bubbles, I mean like more like wet cardboard. But I'm not much of a cereal maker. I haven't sort of really delved into that.
I don't look at that one.
But you've obviously eaten wet cardboard.
Yes, yeah, for sure, as you do. When you
hungry,
run out of cereal, a little bit of the box never hurts.
Cool. I'll have to try that.
Yeah, look, I have never been able to find a place for this, but I can see it in a cereal vape if you
No.
want to go that way.
Hold on. I have the perfect recipe for it.
Huh?
What is it?
My mom's candied yam.
That's
Yeah.
not food.
Yeah, see, that recipe I did this past fall. I'm telling you. And that it's not toast. It's like it almost gives it that toasty note on top of the marshmallow. Because I used marshmallow vanilla and I used the marshmallow treat. Wait, let me make sure I'm pretty sure that's what I used. Yeah. And it just gives it that taste that it needs.
Well, I imagine that the yam would stamp all over the rice bubbly sort of feel in that. But yeah, look, I mean, if you're a cereal, if you like vaping cereals, if that's your thing, then I can see it being used, in that respect. But it wouldn't be something I'd use, say, with a chocolate or anything like that. Just for me, I don't think it would work in that respect, simply because of that sort of slight cardboard note. But it's not a terrible flavor, but I don't think it's one of Flavora's best flavors either. So, that's a personal opinion, obviously. So some people out there, I'm sure, will love that flavor. I'm just not in that sort of camp. But actually, I went back and I found the last recipe that I used marshmallow in, and despite the date on this one, because it was transposed over to VC from ELR, this one has been in my rotation since probably mid 2017, and it's a really good mix, and it's a really simple mix. There was a bunch of us got together and we pretty much wanted to do a certain mother recipe. So Grubby, who runs VC, was basically the leader of the pack on this, and we had a group on ELR called the D-Gens. and this is pretty much the recipe that we came up with for mother's milk, essentially. So you'll notice in here there's a couple of little extras like erythritol and stevia, which is the pure clone, and saline. Now, you can take those out quite easily, add the sweetness or the sweetener of your choice, but I wouldn't go.
It is a
super
bit blurry.
But yeah, look, I mean, essentially it's just Capella coconut, Capella graham cracker, Capella marshmallow, Capella sweet strawberry, and Capella VC1. And play with it after that if you want to add sweetener. Those three additions are just.
What is the marshmallow? No, never mind. Wait, what does the coconut do for that?
The coconut gives it the custard a creamier note. It just sort of fills out the custard aspect of it. Now, the thing is with this one is because it uses graham cracker V1, on different days, depending on the person, you can get that cinnamon note coming through from the Cap V1, from the graham cracker V1, and sometimes you get the cinnamon out front, sometimes you get the strawberry out front, and yeah, it's just a really pleasant mix, and it's a really simple one, and it's uses all Capella because at the time we figured that mother's milk used all Capella, and that's what we settled on. So and it's a fairly short steeper because the vanilla custard isn't exceptionally high. So you can sort of bake that easily within 10 days. Which is a short steep for the cap. I'll just post that into chat. So
yeah, because apparently a lot of the screen shares are a little blurry or something. Yeah, and when I was looking at my screen, I could see that it was, and it could be the VSO, the Zoom traffic, because it said it was going to be not as good. I don't know.
Yeah, so. drop down the bandwidth. So
yeah, I was going to say they're probably throttling. The same as a lot of ISPs are doing as well anyway. Yep.
And like if you think about it, how many people are stuck at home and just on the internet watching videos, then I totally get why they have to do that. But yeah, look, I mean, there's some that was a big collaboration. And when you're doing a collaboration, it's really, really hard, especially with so many people. It is, because everyone branches off with their own little ideas here and there, and you end up essentially with the number of people you have in the collaboration, you have that many different mixes of the same sort of thing. Which, if you've never done a collaboration, it is super hard work.
Yeah,
super hard work, because making sure that everyone's got those flavors that you want to use, and which is why we stuck to one flavor house with common flavors.
Especially if you've got strong personalities in the group as well.
Oh yeah. Me and Liam don't know anything about that,
right? Me and Simon have been there before a little bit.
Yeah. And like people come up with
and
ideas.
Frank out there too.
Yeah, people come up with ideas, and it's not that they're bad ideas because everything's considered, but everyone has different stashes.
And your own favorites and your own tricks.
Yeah. Everybody mixes to their own taste buds, and that's where the difficulty comes in.
That's where.
I don't know how you guys did it.
Lou, I enjoy, I love the concept of developed, but I almost would love to see them really get into an argument really should happen.
Oh, it does. That's why with the show Liam was doing, it was a little similar to developed. They did it live. I have no idea how you guys got that done. I mean, we edited it. It takes, they edited it. It takes 6 hours to film that show. And
because they were arguing, or
there's always arguing. It's always Yeah, there was a few arguments.
Yeah, because I mean, serious. Like I know when we collaborated on the recipes that we did against a contest thing we did. I mean, it was like hours and hours and hours and just.
No, see, there was absolutely. I mean, the TFV guys, good as gold. There was just there was none of that. There was no arguing or anything like that going on. Like we all seem to be speaking from the same page.
Well, you guys are all European and stuff. You guys all get along. You know what I mean? Like we're American and we argue. And you guys, I don't know how you did it live. I really don't. It was incredible watching. You did a real good job on that.
But yeah, look, doing a collaboration with any group, and realistically, most of the people in this room have their own set way to mix. This is how it's done, and you know, you discuss it, and most of the time you come to an agreement, begrudgingly sometimes, but you know, getting a recipe out at the end of it that tastes, you know, the best that you can have it is often quite difficult because some people
get somebody else say a flavor and say, no, I threw that one in the bin. That flavor, no. What are you crazy?
Actually, I saw one from someone in chat there. Someone was asking, have we done, I've lost it now, the gooey marshmallow. Was it gooey?
Oh, yeah, we haven't got to Wonder Flavors yet.
I was going to say, I can touch on a lot of these marshmallows if nobody else does. So
I've got four left. Marshmallow gooey. We may as well go into that now. The Wonder Flavors marshmallow gooey. For me, 0.5 to 1%. It's a little bit more than a little bit more vanilla than most marshmallows, and it's got a texture of a melted marshmallow.
Yeah,
I've been using that in bubble gums lately.
The texture that Wonder Flavors produce, I don't know how they do it, but they tend to hit their textures really, really well. And for me, if you're doing a s'mores recipe, which is a common, you know, thing, this one is what you need, like without a doubt.
And hot chocolate as well. You know, when you do your hot chocolate, you put your marshmallows in so they all melt right on the top. Yeah, perfect for that.
So the Wonder Flavors gooey marshmallow.
Yep. And it's one you look. I mean, I've used it at 0.5 to 1. You can actually push it higher. You know, it just depends where you want it in the recipe. But you know, you can quite easily, I would say, take that to 2 and not suffer. All right. Yeah. So yeah, but the texture on it is bang on like a melted marshmallow.
Yeah, there's a bit of a creaminess going on there as well, isn't there?
Yeah. I quite like the fact that it is a little bit more vanilla heavy than other marshmallows because it makes it useful for boosting that cream note that you've got. So if you've
use that flavor in my cherry berry chew also.
Yeah, there you go. Works better.
Yeah, worked really well to actually give that that chewy, gooey texture. Yeah,
it did. It worked really well to help with that. I just was like, have I used that lately? So yeah, I did use it. It's funny.
Do you guys have snowballs over there, which is just marshmallow coated in chocolate and with coconut on the outside?
Yeah.
That's a good one for that too, because it has that sort of fluffiness to it as well.
I'd add a little bit of that Capella Silver Lime whipped marshmallow.
Perfect.
That flavor is that.
Yep.
I like that.
And in my notes, the silver line, going on to the silver line, that's actually one of the strongest silver line flavors. Like, because a lot of the silver lines are quite sedate.
Yeah, you have to use them like around 3 or 4.
Yeah, but that one you can get away with using it around 1, and it's strong for a silver line. And the vanilla notes in that, it's predominantly a vanillan sort of vanilla, like a really linear vanilla.
It's a definite Capella vanilla as well.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
But it's got a really good creaminess. Now I've got in my notes don't bother re-upping. FA is better. But that said, it's only because I don't use Marshmallow that much that I've actually put that in my notes. It's not a bad flavour, and it's one of the strongest Silverline flavours that you can get. But it is a fluffy marshmallow, and it'd be absolutely perfect to throw in with the gooey, I reckon, just to sort of, if you wanted a main marshmallow note. So
yeah, I'd use the gooey as the main, and then the Silverline just to back it up, just a little bit. One thing I noticed with the Silverline, I used it in one of the very first custards that I made. I threw it in a recipe with Capella vanilla custard, Bavarian cream, a couple of other things going on in there as well. But I threw it in there at 2%, just to add some texture and vanilla and everything. It's wonderful after like 3 or 4 weeks steep. But what I found was, after revisiting it 6 months later, I could smell it. It smelled absolutely perfect. No taste.
Oh.
The whipped marshmallow basically muted it all.
At 2%.
Yeah, it's great up to about the 5-6 month mark, and then once you get to that point, it just mutes everything.
Falls over. Well, that might be that it just comes on a little bit stronger and sort of drops everything out the back door. I mean, it's quite possible that one's got EM in it as well, and it sort of had that effect over the overall mix. So, yeah, look, I mean, I would suggest, I haven't tried it after 6 months, but I would suggest, like if you throw it in around 1.5, that you'll be, you might be all right. What do you got?
Oh, she's showing off.
I just advised on the recipe not to steep for longer than 4 months, basically, just to get around that. Because I know people like to steep their custards a long time. I don't. I shake and vape them. I generally tend to vape custards after like 3 weeks.
Well, it does depend on the custard too, and the reason why custards have got a reputation of needing to steep for longer is basically DAP. And DAP, if you have a DAPy custard, what happens is the AP, the acetyl propanol or whatever the hell it is, that will oxidize into diacetyl. And it takes that time to get that creaminess, which is one of the reasons why Cat VC1, if you use a bunch of Cat VC1, you're going to have to let it sit. So, it is one of those things with the custard. And with some of the newer custards that are out, you don't need that time. You can get away with a 10-day steep and everything's all good.
Yeah, I don't tend to push the Cat vanilla custard beyond about 6%, to be honest, because I think with what we got now, it doesn't need to be pushed up as high as it was being used, like 10-15%, especially if you're layering it with creams and other custards.
Exactly. So, like, I couldn't agree more with you, mate. But there are still some recipes out there, that Ken O'Ware has his it's his banana custard.
Yeah, the straw nana.
Straw nana, that's the one. Now, before Ken bugged out of ELR, because I haven't seen him for ages and ages, he actually did a remix of that and cut everything in it down to about a quarter of what it was, and he still liked it. So realistically, you can make it as he made it with 10% VC1, but he did remake it with like I think it was about 3% or the VC1, and dropped everything back, and it still worked. So there is no real need to push it like we used to. Devices have changed. It'll come through quite nicely, and it will also shorten your steep time considerably. But
his original one would be good for pods.
Yeah, absolutely it would. And you know, when you think about it, it was designed for lower power, more MTL. So, you know, when you see the older recipes, you can make them as is if you're using them in a pod. If they're a fairly simple profile, then you know most of them will probably work.
So some of them are still really good now on an RDA anyway. Not Charles Manson's Strawberry Shortcake.
Oh God, that stuff's good.
That's still
Oh my God,
really
just choke
tasty
on
now.
That's really tasty. Yeah.
I like a profile 1.5,
Go for it.
using the percentages that you come up with.
Yeah. But going on, Marshmallow Candy WF. I've got it down as 0.5 to 1.2, 1.3, somewhere around there.
Wonder flavors
It's
marshmallow.
sweeter than the gooey. I guess that's why it's called a candy. It's got good mouthfeel. It has a slight chalky note to it, which is I don't know. It tracks with a marshmallow, like a dry marshmallow straight out of the packet.
Yeah, that's
chalkiness to it.
Yeah, that's what that's what I normally put down as like a powderiness right at the end.
Yeah.
That for me, see, was pretty much what you're getting. It's good to know that we're on the same page. It's that is more of the bag of marshmallows.
Yeah, and when you get a big handful of them and stuff them in your gob and try and chew them.
So when you say that's like the bag of marshmallows, how would you compare that then to Flavor Art marshmallow?
The flavor of marshmallow, you said it's like the marshmallow twists.
Yeah.
The marshmallow twists, that little bit more solid, that little bit harder.
Okay.
Whereas the ones I'm talking about are like the marshmallow puffs.
Okay. Like Stay Puft. Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
But again, the WF is a lot sweeter. I would actually say it's sweeter than the TPA. So, you know, if you want to use it for that, you know, sweetness, then you're probably going to get that slight powdery chalky note in it as well. But it's still a really good flavour. And the thing is with the two WF flavours is that they are actually true to their name. Like if you see marshmallow gooey, marshmallow candy, you get a picture of exactly what it should be, and they hit that profile perfectly. So
you know. I'm sorry to keep going back, but I'm just trying to make this. I almost feel like we need like this chart called marshmallow, and this one does this, and this one's that, like a picture chart. I do good with pictures. Like this one looks like a bag of marshmallows. This one looks like, you know, a tub of marshmallows.
We could have we could have a graph, you know, realistic.
Yeah. So if we go back to Jungle Flavors marshmallow, you were saying maybe it smells similar to that Lorenz marshmallow, where we said it is like the marshmallows in the.
Yeah, I've never used the Lorenz marshmallow, but from what other people were saying, where it's the proper cereal marshmallow,
it smells
Jungle
Flavors.
Flavors.
So let's go back over to that Wonder Flavors candy marshmallow. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, no, that's
marshmallow
got the
candy.
Yeah, that's not as hard and dry as a cereal marshmallow.
Okay, all right.
Because you're relying on the milk to be absorbed by the marshmallow.
Right.
It's more like an actual marshmallow that you'd eat on its own out of the bag or a tub, you know, the big.
I got you. Okay, I'm following now. That's why I'm like, I do good with visual. I do good with visual things, and yeah.
The last one I've got on my list is Flavora Marshmallow.
Yeah, Surveyor, I need a whiteboard to put this on. And...
I've got that one down as under 0.6. It's
wait, who is this you have? I'm sorry.
This is the Flavora Marshmallow.
Oh yeah. That's actually a good marshmallow, I think.
It's this is a fluffy, like center of a snowball without any additions. You know, chocolate royal kind of I don't know whether you guys have them, the biscuits with marshmallow covered in
Mhm.
chocolate royales. Yeah. It's if you go up, higher, if you go up over 1%, it goes buttery. So you can use it like that if you want. It's got a good mouthfeel and not an overpowering sweetness to it. So I mean, I quite like it. But again, I haven't used marshmallow a lot lately. So
Yeah, I
you know,
know, right? That's where I was at. I was like, I look at all the uses for a lot of these, and I'm like, why don't I use it more than what I do?
with the Flavora, if you're doing a like a lemon meringue pie, you can add it in with like an LMP and get a certain fluffiness to the marshmallow meringue type.
We're gonna get to that one, babe.
I get a maltiness from that one.
Get multi from the Flavora.
Yeah.
Really?
Depends how high you get. That maltiness might be what I've described as buttery. Like
yeah,
as you go higher, you get more of. For me, it's a buttery note, but I can absolutely see that being malty as well if you go.
Maltiness for me, normally gets to like boiled milk.
Yeah.
A little bit like a boiled milk type taste. I tend to associate it with Ovaltine, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of like fried milk. Oh no, that's.
Hey, you leave my fried milk alone.
See, I can't remember if I've actually done Flavora Marshmallow or Flavora Marshmallow.
It's not in your book, just so you know.
If it's not in my book, I haven't done it.
It's not in your book. Because I'm like, he's missing a page. Here's marshmallow tree. Here's vanilla marshmallow. Where is marshmallow? He missed it. So no, you didn't do it.
Probably out of stock when I went to test.
Shane, you have to catch Nick's fried milk recipe on the Nevins Above channel and have a look for the definition basically of fried milk.
Yeah, I've never had.
It's pretty much a set vanilla custard with it's like set vanilla custard fried with a pastry.
So I don't want to jump too much, but someone was asking about, okay, they wanted toasted marshmallow, like over the fire. So let's go
TFA toasted marshmallow.
TFA toasted marshmallow.
Yep.
That's actually one I do not have. So
really, wow. See,
I'd use that more with a lemon meringue pie or something like that, just to get the
that little.
You get the little toasty peaks.
Yeah.
I'd use that as an accent flavor more than anything, just to get those little toasted peaks.
Tastes nutty to me, that does.
Yeah, they're probably using a little bit of AP or something like that in there, just to get like the toastiness. Yeah. The Capella one is supposed to be better than the TFA though. I've never used Capella toast. I'm sure there's a Capella toasted marshmallow.
I didn't even know there was a Capella toasted.
I think he dreamed it. He dreamed that one.
I might very well have.
Too.
I've never heard of that one. What about you, Hippie? Have you heard of that one?
I've never heard of Capella toasted marshmallow.
No.
Do a quick search to see if I am making it up.
I think you smoked something on that one.
I just actually went to the
now Vaping Surveyor is agreeing with you. Okay, now I gotta look it up. I know one has a toasted marshmallow.
And if I have made it up, I can do a whole. Can I? Nope, it's just gone past midnight. I can't do it now.
Who has the toasted coconut?
Toasted coconut.
Perilum has
a
toasted coconut
cheesecake coconut something.
Yeah, that's really good. That one, I really like that. I was just
what am I looking for? Toast
on the TPA spec sheet site, and the toasted marshmallow has ethyl vanillin, benzyl alcohol, ethyl maltol, AP.
Flavor West has one.
Benzyl hide. So
AP.
I'm not sure what the coming from that, but
Delosi has one. I don't have that. TFA, flavor West and Delosi. I do not see.
Perhaps I'm doing a mashup of the toasted coconut or something with marshmallow.
Just
Yeah,
making up flavors as you go along.
Yeah, I've never seen any.
I've
other
got too
toasted
many flavors floating around in my head. That's the
Yeah.
Well, cough some up.
There's a toasted almond from Capella.
That's
Yeah.
probably what I'm thinking
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, they have toasted almond, but TFA has always only had the toasted marshmallow. Nobody
Look
else.
at Hippie.
That is one
I
thing
don't
that
know
I
what you
can
do with
remember
Hippie, but
is
you
flavor
managed to
names
put
in
your
the
hand
vendor.
on stuff like straight away. It's like bang, 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 bang. How do you do that, man?
Folkart,
I
we're
sit there and
talking
take
about
10 minutes to
marshmallows.
find something, and you're just there. You go. Yeah, oh, there it is again. There's another one.
So, VSO, are you talking about one-on-one's vanilla marshmallow? Marshmallow vanilla. Yes, that's it. Yes, that is
Yeah.
really good.
Flavora marshmallow vanilla is better.
Unbelievable, Hippie.
I found the one-on-one marshmallow vanilla very similar to the Flavora one.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you. I haven't ever done a side-by-side.
The percentages, though. The Flavora is stronger than the one-on-one. But for me, they were very similar. They were a very similar taste. The vanilla might be slightly different, but when you're using it in a mix, especially as an accent, which you tend to use something like marshmallow vanilla as an accent flavor anyway, you'll actually find that they're pretty comparable.
No, Flavora have got their whipped cream as well, and that is the best marshmallow.
You're calling that a marshmallow?
Yeah.
Is it what Capella Silverline whipped marshmallow is striving to be?
Most probably, but Flavora's whipped cream is like 75% marshmallow and 25% dairy. But it's a good marshmallow if you take the dairy out. But if you're using it in a profile with dairy, and you want marshmallow, then it's a winner.
Why? Because you get like a dry note off of it, or?
No, it's like a fluffy marshmallow.
Just the mouthfeel from it, you're saying?
Yeah.
So it's got a fluffy mouthfeel like whipped cream on Nick.
That's where I'm thinking, like, okay.
Well, actually, I just want to test Hippie because we're mentioning a flavor and he's just pulling it out. I've gone to his stash. I'm just going to test him. Hang Sen banana.
Do what?
Go. Hang Sen banana. Holy shit.
Do you have that one? I have that one back there.
Mate, that's awesome. Bergamot FA.
Oh God.
Oh, now see, I cannot. That is impressive to pull flavors that fast.
That is super impressive, mate.
That is really impressive.
It would just take me longer to go across the room.
Hey, guess what? My stepdaughter was down for her birthday over the weekend, and she threatened. She said, "I'm gonna organize your flavorings on the wall there." And I'm like, "God, no! Then I'd never be able to find anything." She said, "But I put it in alphabetical order." I said, "Well, it pretty much is, you know." I know where everything's at.
Well, mate, to be able to pick out flavors that quick out of what 450 flavors, mate.
Oh, I love that house having egg roll.
There's no chance I could do that.
It would take me half hour, 45 minutes of searching to realize I didn't actually have the flavor in the first place.
My problem is figuring out which one I want to use.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
That's something I need to do is get back into my putting things where they go again.
What I like to do every now and again is go through my ELR and look at flavors that I got in my stash that I've either never used or I use very, very infrequently, and then challenge myself to actually come up with a mix.
There's actually a function on ELR where you can push the button and it gives you a list of flavors that you've never used in a recipe. That is a really good idea to just do that every so often and pull out, say, 2 or 3 that you haven't ever used and have a play with them. I mean, you might have single flavor tested them, but that is not using them in a recipe.
My list would be scary.
The only problem is sometimes there is actually a reason why I haven't used the flavor. I come up with a recipe on
Frozen.
And bye-bye.
We lost you, Liam. I don't know whether you can still hear us or not, bro. But they've throttled the UK, mate. Liam's out for a little bit.
I'll be right back, guys.
There he's back.
No, he's back. He's back.
Am I back?
You froze, mate.
Yeah, so I mixed Flavor West apple with Capella double apple and a couple of other flavors and come up with a cracking potato flavor.
Cool. What kind of potato is it?
I'd say it's like a really starchy King Edward. Raw.
Interesting.
That sounds delightful, mate. I'm sure you can find a use for that combo.
Yeah, put some sweetener and call it sweet potato.
Well, not quite a sweet potato, but just a potato that is sweet.
Yeah.
Put some saline in, make some crisps.
I love the way you say that, saline.
Saline.
I say
Do you know how much stick I've got over how I say saline? Everyone picks up on it.
Saline.
My southern
Saline.
accent.
No, saline.
I say
southern
saline.
accent, saline.
I say saline as well.
There you
I
go.
say salty water.
You got a little southern accent in you then.
Well, I am down south, quite considerably down south. So Southern's, yeah, no, it works. But yeah, people give me stick about it all the time. It's just, I don't know. That's how I say it. What can I do? Not much. But has anyone got any other marshmallows? Because I'm sort of fresh out now. I've only got a few. So
You mellowed out on marshmallows?
I'm mellowed out on marshmallows.
Oh, dang it.
Tam, can you do me a favor? Have a flick through my notes and see if I've actually got any. See if I've got any that I've tested that we haven't mentioned.
Any who?
Marshmallows.
See if I've got any marshmallows I've tested that we haven't actually used, that we haven't mentioned.
Oh, my Lord. Okay,
Scroll
hold
through
on.
800 pages. It won't take long.
No.
Yeah.
Did
Well,
y'all
you know
do,
what I do? Let me tell you what I do with your thing. Control F.
Control fuck off.
Yeah, it'll find everything in the contents page, but it
Yeah,
won't
control
How's that
F.
one hitting?
flavors.
Because I haven't used that one before. How's the Perlium marshmallow?
Oh, shit. It did earlier.
Now,
A
we
big
talked
bottle.
about-
I'm tipping
y'all
it's
talk
pretty
about
good.
it?
Yeah, talk about it, man. You've
Oh,
got a big
yeah, go
bottle, so
ahead.
I'm thinking it's good.
Did y'all talk about it though?
Oh,
Ah.
no, I don't have that one. I have the marshmallow cereal, strawberry marshmallow cereal.
Now,
love
you
that
notice
one.
it's almost a full daggone bottle.
Uh-huh.
It was hell. I mean, literally hell trying to find this marshmallow. Everywhere I went, every website I went to was sold out because somebody posted a recipe that used this beryllium. I think it was Wayne Walker or somebody posted a recipe using this marshmallow and was praising it so big that it was the best marshmallow ever. So I had to have it.
You had to have it. You fell into the hype.
I fell into the hype. I got it, and it tastes like bubble gum.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it's not literally, but I mean, it's got like a weird it smells just like a marshmallow. Like if you opened a fresh bag of marshmallows and stuck your whole face into it, it smells just like vanilla marshmallow. But when you mix with it, it's got to steep. You got to let this one steep for at least 2-3 weeks. And
Does it I was hearing some people say like some marshmallows might have an anise note, like especially the older. That one, yeah. So that's one of the ones. Yeah. Okay.
it does at the very beginning when you first mix it, but after the steep, it mellows out. It will get buried from other flavors. Other flavorings will bury it if you don't use enough of it. But there you go. If you use too much of it, you're going to get this weird off note.
Yeah, so that's
just
fine.
like some bubble gums, you get a weird off note on some of them.
Yeah.
But that's why I hadn't used it that much, that beryllium. I thought it was going to be the bomb.com, but shoot, I put it down quick.
I see
I'm
what you're
putting the
vaping there,
Lorans on my
Zippy.
list for sure. Oh, I know. Okay, Liam. Mullenberry, s'mores, marshmallow brownies, and yeah, that.
In
He's
your own
looking
time,
at me
Bella.
like, yeah, what about it?
I don't know whether it shouldn't really come into marshmallow because you got the chocolate note to it as well.
Yeah, you really have to add marshmallow to it to make it a s'more.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent one shot, but it does need a little bit of work. I wouldn't necessarily use that on its own. I would add other flavors to it, like a little bit more marshmallow, a little bit more of graham cracker or biscuit base, just to bring it up a little bit. But it's not a bad one shot, to be honest. It's one of the better attempts at s'mores that I've tasted.
Yeah.
S'mores is a really tough recipe. Like, it's one of those ones that so many people have tried and failed, or failed in their own eyes of their idea of s'mores. So I know there was a couple of guys on ELR that were chasing the perfect s'mores, and I think Session Drummer was one of them. And he's tried every single combination that he can think of, and it hasn't hit the spot for him. So
or you could just go to Real Flavor S'mores.
Real Flavors S'mores is actually pretty good, but I don't think you can get it anymore. I think that's on the
endangered species
list. So.
Yeah, that's one of the problems I found with Real Flavors. I found a lot of the flavors were so hit and miss that I actually stopped. I stopped buying them.
I found their treats pretty well bang on, like the cookies and stuff are really bang on. It's some of the weirder ones, like the strawberry jam on toast and stuff was like a little strange for me, but their treats actually were pretty good.
Speaking of treats, the one that should get an honorable mention is the Wonder Flavors Rice Krispie treats.
Yes, that one is.
That's got a bit of a marshmallow note going on in the background as well.
Yeah, that one is good.
Yeah, the thing is with Real Flavors, and I agree with you too.
Hold on. Wait, back up.
Liam,
Wonder Flavors Rice Krispie treat?
Yeah.
Caramel Rice Krispie treat.
Caramel crispy treats or something like that.
Okay, don't confuse me. Because it's easy to do. Oh, look at the kitty. So sweet. I love that flavor. If not for anything else, but that is an excellent caramel. That yes.
But
I have a s'mores
Real
recipe.
Flavors, a couple of the thing that I think Real Flavors really excel at is their fruits, candies, and drinks. Their sodas. Their bakeries are not awesome, and some of the combination flavors are not, they all need a little bit of work to bring things forward. But a lot of their fruits are excellent, and you cannot go past their sodas. If you're looking for a soda, then when they become available again, and you get the chance to try them out if you haven't already. A lot of their fruits are awesome, but they absolutely excel at their sodas.
And they're like their bourbon, and their stuff is like.
Don't get me wrong. I think they were pretty much like a lot of the other brands out there, where they've got their good, they've got their bad, they've got their mediocre.
Well,
it just happens that I've probably picked. When I was picking up flavors, I was probably picking up ones that I'd actually tested from other brands that were better, so I was a little bit disappointed in them. And what I was finding was, considering they were supposed to be super concentrates, they needed pushing.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah, I
that's what
think
disappointed me.
I think I think Walt excelled at the drinks. Like that was, I think, where he liked things the most was the drinks. His Blue Hawaiian is really good.
I think the problem was the consistency too, because you can buy you could buy a flavor today and it would be spot on exactly what you want, and you re-up on that flavor and it's different.
Yeah.
You know.
Doggo.
So yeah,
That
you
means
can,
you're not
you can sort of
down for notifications.
hopefully that consistency, that lack of consistency will disappear once DIY Egypt sort of takes over and they get everything all up and running. They're still in the process of moving, and I imagine that you know, lockdowns and whatnot that's happening is not helping that process.
Oh, actually, actually, I spoke to Amanda, and it's basically Amanda and Kelly. There's no staff. There's no staff. They're running they're unpacking and trying to fill orders between the two of them.
That's what always confuses me. I mean, the flavors we use, the vast majority of them are made up from a chemical formulation of so they're a mishmash of different artificial chemicals to actually get what we
taste as
whatever flavor is supposed to be. So that's what always confused me, is the fact that there seems to be consistency errors, not just with real flavors, with some of the other brands as well.
Like, I think it's sourcing. Yeah, like a different company might make a particular component different to another company, and as a result, they get a different end consistency. So, and I think most flavor houses will source their chemicals from whoever has it or whoever's cheapest at the time where they're making another batch. So there'll be some variation between batches and stuff like that, simply because of the source.
I suppose as well, it's down to the fact that you're never going to get anything 100% accurate. There's always going to be some sort of plus or minus situation going on with whatever.
But and there's also that issue. It's not so much an issue, but the realistic expectation that every time you buy it's going to taste exactly the same, and you're buying from a rebottler. Sometimes, I'm not saying don't get me wrong, rebottlers for the most part are absolutely accurate, but it can be down to age of the concentrate, whether it was agitated before they started pouring it all out. All that sort of stuff all comes into it, and you know, there's certain companies that, you know, over time you will trust their rebottling to be, you know, the same, whereas some of the smaller flavor companies that are around may not have you know, the ability to buy new stock, you know, because so you might buy something that is 12 months old that's been sitting on the shelf in not ideal conditions. It just
bottom of the barrel that hasn't been stirred or mixed properly or agitated.
So I mean, you know, generally if you buy direct from the flavor house, you're going to get consistency. If you buy from a rebottler, you know, if you trust them and they have a high turnover, then you're probably more likely to get consistency than if you go with a smaller flavor house. But that's not to say that all smaller vendors don't do, you know, are not accurate and do that. It's something you will learn over time. When you're buying concentrates, you'll have your preferred place to buy, because every time you bought from them before, you get a consistency. So
when you explain to Fidalgo what you're talking about, Simon.
Oh, sorry, Fidalgo. I was just talking about consistency in flavorings from batches from rebottlers and stuff like that. You know,
and if Sheer like Ohm's up there, could just send me a glass of what he's having, I'll have a glass too. Thank you.
That's what I'm having.
Ooh, nice.
Are you
It's
doing
okay.
We have that
fractions?
here.
Are you doing fractions, mate? Is Clark in the room? You said that's a half. That's 3/4.
No, what I normally do is I'll get a cake or something and I'll go through phases of the moon with him. You know,
That's
like
an awesome idea to eat cake.
quarter of the moon, there goes quarter of the cake, you know, half moon. And then full moon is just straight in with the cake.
What an excellent excuse to eat cake. I like it. You can do that with anything. Donuts, cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a few months, there's gonna be a lot of divorces and a lot of babies. Gonna
True
be
that.
And
a little bit of
in
it
20
all.
in 20 years' time, there's going to be a whole new generation that have been homeschooled by parents that day drink.
Oh. I did see a bit of a post on Facebook, which I found quite amusing. Oh, this homeschooling's not going so well. We had to suspend both our students for fighting.
And a teacher for being half cut.
Well, we're sort of lucky because the schools.
Is that Nevin's
here,
face on the bottle? Show that bottle again. Yeah. I think it is. I think it is. Oh my goodness.
But we're sort of lucky because the kids are on school holidays and it's a set school holidays. They basically disbanded the school 4 days early, so there's no real big impact yet. But the impact is going to be when it's time to go back to school as to how homeschooling is going to go. It's going to, homeschooling. Oh, look, go out in the paddock and pick up horse poo. That's an important lesson that you need to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, with Clark at the moment, because his school term finished 2 weeks before he was due his little midterm break, but they don't think they're going to be going back now until September. So,
Wow.
yeah, you're looking at a fair few months there of homeschooling.
Ooh.
Yeah,
You know,
the same with the kids here, pretty much.
In all fairness, the teachers are still available on their little apps. So if you have got problems, you can contact them. But my wife is coming up with like class plans for him and everything else. So we're trying to make sure that he doesn't actually miss out on anything.
Cool.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for all the kids to hit their end of year goals as a result of having a broken school year. Like
I think it's a lot tougher for parents that have got children of like exam age, or where they're a year or two away from exams, where they're having to read the curriculum and make sure that they're hitting every subject that they need to go into those exams. Whereas for me, I'm lucky. My little boy's only 6. So, a lot of his school time is actually taken up by playing anyway.
Right.
Yeah, and drawing pictures and stuff like that. So look, and I'd be able to homeschool that. That's not too bad. But when we start getting into chemistry and stuff like that, which I haven't looked at for 30 years, it might be a little bit harder to sort of play with. But
I'd be in exactly the same boat. I mean, a lot of stuff like that I wouldn't have looked at since I was in high school.
Mm-hmm. And it comes to that argument that you used to have with your parents. When am I ever going to need this?
When your kids are in school,
now.
that's when.
but yeah, look, I mean, things I'm hoping will settle out, with a little bit of time. But the way things are going at the moment, it's horrendous. It is just a tragedy, building every day.
I've said it before. I'm not too sure if I've said it on live stream, but it's just completely surreal. It just feels surreal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's not something you ever thought could happen. I mean, like you said, it is surreal, but I keep jumping back to The Walking Dead, you know.
That's what I was thinking.
Shit, this is happening. This is happening now.
Well, when it first started happening in December, I was saying to my wife, messing around, I was saying, this is how all zombie apocalypses in films start.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just bizarre.
Something that popped up and laughed about this back in 2016, but Amazon actually has in their terms and conditions a clause. It is clause 57.10, and it actually says that these terms and conditions, Amazon will not be held liable of a widespread viral infection transmitted via bites or contact with bodily fluids that cause human corpses to reanimate and seek to consume living human flesh, blood, brain, or nerve tissue, and is likely to result in the fall of organized civilization. That is in their terms and conditions.
Is it really?
Basically, yeah. Yeah, clause 57.10. Have a look at it.
I think that was obviously put in there as a joke when The Walking Dead was at its peak, I expect. But
well, I just wonder whether someone just put it in there for a giggle and hoping that someone proofread it and then it got released. This will fuck them. but it is there.
But only Simon is probably one of the few 1% of the world that read that.
Yeah, probably.
But you know, when Amazon put a clause in their terms and conditions for zombie apocalypse, you know, you pay attention to that shit.
Not that this show is actually saying that there's a zombie apocalypse going on at the moment.
Not yet. but yeah, so yeah, look, if anyone wants to look it up, it's clause 5710, and if you do a search for Amazon zombie clause, you'll get the full wording of it. But it is, you know, bit bizarre to have in there, but it's there. You just got to cover yourself. But on that note, they're testing. There's a heap of vaccines being tested. I know there's 2 here in Australia. I know there's 1 in the States.
I think
in Europe.
Realistically, though, we're looking at least 12
18 months. Yeah.
12
they're hoping
before.
they're hoping that the zinc and the malaria drug actually stops it replicating, so that if you get it, you don't get any worse than when you first start taking that. But you know, whether that rolls or not, who knows. But hopefully, you know, we can sort of salvage something from this, and our governments, respective governments, actually sit up and take note and you know, because
and learn.
If it's happened once, it can happen again.
Yeah.
So, you know, but we're not really allowed to mention the name of the beer virus, because I believe there's been YouTube streams that have been axed by the algorithm that YouTube's got simply because of mentioning it. But
it's probably down to how much fake news is out there and fake.
Well, it's also
they're
not human eyes are not seeing it, so it's all automated.
Yeah.
At the moment. So, but yeah, look, I mean, I hope things get a lot better, particularly in the USA. We were talking last night, Tam and I and Zippy and Nick. I think you might have even been in the room, but you know, if you calculate out the figures for the states, if nothing happens at all, as in like everyone just went about their normal, you know, day and it keeps on the same trajectory that it's on now, 33 days, every single person in the US could be infected. 33 days.
I think from the latest thing I saw earlier, Trump is actually starting to call now for social distancing measures and people to actually take this seriously. So,
yeah.
No,
look,
fingers crossed.
But it's down to the people to take it seriously, and a lot of people are not taking it seriously. And
I think you got the same problem everywhere around the world where you haven't actually got a total. I can't say the friggin' word. Where you've got like a total government lockdown, where like in China, where they've got the government that basically they say jump, you have to say how high. Anywhere where the government isn't doing that, I don't think people are taking it quite seriously enough. The UK was one of them. 2 weeks ago, you had people going everywhere treating it like it was a holiday. Now everybody, now everybody is starting to taking it more serious. There's less people going out, less people having contact. But the more people we can do, you're never going to get 100% of the population on it, unfortunately. But
well, I mean, they've got a lot of essential. There's a lot of essential services, and when it comes down to it, if you've been listed as an essential service, then realistically you should be getting hazard pay.
I mean, you've also got the businesses that I feel sorry for that feeling like they have to carry on because otherwise their business is going to go under.
Right, that's the thing.
Yep.
But as long as they're going by the social distancing policies and all of the policies put in place by the government, then there isn't any reason why they can't carry on.
Well, I mean,
they're not putting anyone at risk.
The thing that really pisses me off is in Australia, what's happened is the banks have gone, yes, we'll look after you if you've lost your job due to coronavirus, if you've been laid off work, if this happened, we'll look after you. And you go and read the small print on it, and you can apply for a stay of paying your mortgage or whatever, your credit card, your car loan or whatever. You can apply for a stay of 6 months, but they still charge you interest over those 6 months. So you're going to get interest on interest.
Wow.
So it's not really helping at all.
No, but they're still trying to keep the economy ticking over. That's the main thing.
Well, I mean, if the government said to the banks, right, everything is frozen today, no interest, no payments, nothing, you think of the flow-on effect, particularly on, say, a mortgage, you think on the flow-on effect of that is that rents won't be due, people will not be under mortgage stress, people will be more likely to follow the rules as far as work and all that sort of.
Because they wouldn't feel like they had to.
Exactly. And I mean, most people work to pay mortgages, pay loans, pay credit cards, and if you're not working, then they all of a sudden start causing stress and you go, well, I've got no choice but to work. Now, I believe they've done that in some countries like Italy and Spain. I think they've just basically frozen everything. But over here, the government has basically said, the banks will look after you. And when they say look after you, they mean, they will still make profit during, this time, and you will still get bent over and everyone will go backwards except for the banks. Which is pretty raw on a lot of people over here at the moment, because it's I appreciate the fact that if you ask them, they will freeze it and you don't have to make the payments. But the fact that they're still going to make profit off you during that time is pretty bloody ordinary, I reckon. But, everything should just go into hibernation. And when I say everything, I mean everything, like you're still going to come up with your utilities bills and stuff like that, but they should just not fall due, or you should be able to pay them off over time, etc. So whether and I imagine that if it gets much worse than it is now, then I imagine that will happen. But
what cracks me up is in the UK you still got parking enforcement and stuff like that just still carrying on. I'm not even on about governmental enforcement, private car parking firms. It's still issuing parking fines and things. It's
but like it is what is going on is basically I suppose, human nature to a degree, but the people who are running the show should really be saying, hey, you can't do that. That's not right.
Yeah.
You know, like I use isopropyl alcohol to clean down things when I'm mixing and stuff like that. Now, I made a bunch of hand cleaner and gave some to the girls in the supermarket, and there was some at the golf club just so they had something, because you can't buy it. So anyway, I went to buy some more because I ran out of the 5 litres that I had, which cost 5 litres cost $27. Right? Normally you can buy it on eBay or direct from the places. Currently that same 5 litres, and not from the companies, but from people who have it, they're going for $350.
Yeah.
You know, and that sort of shit should be stomped on. It really should be stomped on. People profiteering off this.
I'm sure it's probably illegal within the statutes and everything of the country, but it's never used. It's not used that often, so people don't even know about it.
Well, a lot of these things are going up for auction on eBay, and people are to a degree panicking and going, well, we really need that. So
I think
we'll pay what we have to pay.
If you report the sellers though for price gouging, Amazon and eBay will actually take them down.
Well, see, Amazon, yes, but eBay, there's nowhere to report it. You know, like you say, you report this item.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to say price gouging. There's no selection that you can make, and of course, eBay support are not in the house. They are all working from home or whatever.
I'd report them under something else that would actually allow me to type in a reason.
But because I saw a was it 3.5 litres of isopropyl alcohol went to auction and got sold for $370.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
wow.
I was so pissed that I actually was gonna buy it because it was pickup only. I was gonna buy it, go and pick it up and punch the dude in the face because that was the rudest thing I've ever seen.
No, what actually impressed me in the UK, at least where I am, is I had to go to the supermarket today, the grocery store, and on my way over, I didn't see very many people at all. Only a couple of people out either on their daily exercise or coming back from the store. And everybody made sure that they gave the 2 meters, the 2 meter gap.
Yeah.
And when I actually got to the grocery store, then they had everybody queuing outside, 1 in, 1 out. Yeah. But again, the 2 meter gap was maintained between everybody queuing. And when you actually got in there, then if you had a basket or a trolley, they actually provided you spray to spray the handles down or wipe them off, and then off you went and did your shopping. And when you got to the cashiers, then the cashiers actually had plexiglass screens put up in front of them, so that people couldn't actually cough or sneeze or anything over them.
Yep.
Yeah, they had done that.
I saw a video how you can make your own face shield.
out of a soda bottle.
A 2-liter soda bottle? Yeah.
I saw that and I've just gone, really, now I've seen everything.
And then they put a headband around it, like one of those elastic headbands.
Yeah.
You can just put a hat on and just hold it there.
No, the most bizarre headline I've seen this week is a fetish website. Where they had PVC nurses' outfits and stuff like that, actually provided all of their stuff to the NHS.
Oh my God.
They provided it all to the NHS for free because it comes out of PPE.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear me.
That's one of the most bizarre headlines I've seen.
Look, and the thing is that I've seen pictures too of people in flat masks, with a snorkel. And people with dog the dog collars over there, and the problem is that these people have children. That is the problem. Those children are the ones that went to spring break. I'm sure of it. There's a reason for it. But yeah, look, I mean, I hope everyone in our sphere, I hope everyone's family is well, and you know, this doesn't bite too hard on the community, because right now it's only getting started, and that's the scary thing about it. It is it's still ramping up. So, you know.
So Addie, Addie, I'm seeing his name in the chat. Hippie, what are you mixing?
Remixing Fluffy Fuzz.
Ooh, nice.
Are you using more up-to-date flavors, or just different percentages, or?
Yeah, just changed it around. Here, I'll post it. There it is. For everybody in chat.
So I'll just post a link to one essential service that I think everyone should use. There.
Ooh.
DIY flavor chaser. Still shipping.
Yeah.
Oh, and you have that nectarine.
And shipping to Australia.
Oh, that looks
And now
good.
shipping to Australia.
Yes.
And the price to Australia is awesome. It is not super expensive at all, which is unusual too. So that's a good thing. Plus, version 800.
Yep. Version 800.
I'm gonna mix that one. That looks really, really good. I like that.
The day now the bottom recipe was from, oh my God, probably from 2017, 2016 too. Somewhere way back then. It had a ton of damn ingredients, and it was really a sweet vanilla peach. It didn't have any marshmallows in it. So it was called Fluffy Fuzz back then. So hell, fluffy marshmallow, why not? So I just rearranged it and started throwing stuff in it, and hell, it's actually tasty right off the shake. It's not bad.
What is my thing for the thingy, Simon? Is it 1 dot or .1?
I think it's .1, isn't it?
I'm gonna try it. I don't know.
There you go. Nightbot came through.
There we go. Yeah, that's it.
Got it. It's public too.
Awesome. It does look really tasty, mate.
Yeah, I'm gonna adapt it and
that does look nice.
Yeah, play with it. Just have fun with it. That's what I tell everybody. You know, you see one of my recipes. Hey, if you don't have certain ingredient, grab something that you really like and you really enjoy, but that's close to the profile. You know.
Yeah, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of DIY.
Yeah.
Put a link to Simon's new mix.
Well, I have the link to his site too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So are there any marshmallows that we haven't covered that anybody else has got?
Yeah, anybody in the chat know another marshmallow that we didn't talk about? Speak now.
What was that? Sorry, Nick?
Addie wants to know if that's smiley. Yeah.
It's actually a nightlight that my daughter bought me because she figured I needed a nightlight. I think it was more the fact that she wanted a nightlight, and so she bought me that.
Okay, here we go. Mango Unchained. I'm gonna put a link to that in our chat, and that is Simon's newest one shot. And I'm pissed because I don't have the flavors for this.
I got some.
So if you would like to try it, you know where to go.
Let me tell you, I haven't tried it, but I've been.
But it says it's out of stock, Zippy. So
what?
It's not quite yet, but look, it's got some flavors in it that are really quite difficult to get.
Yes.
So you know, if you want to try a mango ice cream with flavors that you probably cannot get in the US. I know Tam had to get flavors shipped to Zippy, and then Zippy ships to Tam.
Addie, that's always been on his light though, because one day I couldn't find it. I'm like, where's your smiley face? because you had it moved or something.
And let me tell you that I just made this at the beginning of the show because I've been dying to try it, and the smell coming out of the bottle is, we'll just call it a mouthgasm.
Isn't that always the thing with the Woftam recipe though?
Yes, I
Is it
know.
hard to get?
Yeah.
Listen,
Oh yeah, hard. Yeah.
I don't even vape my own shit
tend to
anymore.
do that.
Yes, you did. I don't even vape my own shit anymore.
Marshmallow crisp from Real Flavors. I don't think I ever had that one.
Which one?
No, that's the one I've tried. Zippy marshmallow
Oh,
crisp.
I haven't got that one either, Ronnie.
I know you've done a lot of Real Flavors.
Yeah, sorry.
Marshmallow crisp.
Marshmallow crisp. I don't
From
know.
from
if
River, not
River
Real
Flavors.
Flavors. It's River.
River.
Oh,
yeah.
River.
Yeah, no,
Oh, see, I haven't tried that.
No, because I don't think that Real Flavors had like a Rice Krispies, like anything like that. Not that I ever know.
They had a crispy treat, I think.
Oh, did they?
I don't think it was.
I think that I'll have to look that up because
Yeah, because I mean, they might have had something similar, but I can't think of one offhand. And I've got.
I know one that we didn't really is. I thought of it a second ago and then it went away. Well, s'mores from Flavora.
I haven't tried that one. I have it now, but I haven't tried it yet.
I'm not sure. I think I might have tried that one, Tam. I can't remember though.
I don't know.
Real Flavors did have a Rice Krispie treat.
Okay, let me go look because maybe I do. I don't know.
I really need to refresh myself.
The River Supply.
It's
or
late
Nick
for
River
you.
Flavors, which I don't have, Ronnie. Yeah, I mean, if you're on the show, you could talk about it.
Movie days.
No, being from
I
the
don't
UK,
think he did. I don't think. Well, it's not in this printed out one, but it's a little bit older.
being from the UK, a lot of the river flavors, Purilium, things like that, I've never actually tried because they're really hard to get hold of.
Yeah. Well, in actual fact, some of the flavors that are used in De Mango Unchained are from France. So Salubarome, there's a bit of Salubarome in there, which is.
No, I don't have that one.
But I think we're pretty much all talked out of marshmallows.
No, never. Marshmallows
Keep going.
for life.
Is there any out of the box thinking you can think where you would actually use a marshmallow?
With
I know we use them a lot for a little bit of sweetness or a little bit of mouthfeel.
And candies and.
I got a recipe called a fluffy pair of apples.
Ooh, interesting. A fluffy pair of apples.
Yeah, go look it up. It's on ELR. A fluffy pair of apples.
Is there an apple?
I love marshmallows. I'm not kidding. I could mix marshmallow with anything, man.
Apple marshmallow, or
yeah,
is it? I'm wondering, yeah, because going back to where we were talking earlier of the FA marshmallow, with it being a little bit creamy and everything, I'm wondering whether that would actually pair really well with the FA meringue to actually do like a cereal milk.
Ooh, probably, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think so.
You could actually throw a little tiny bit of, say, TPA malted milk in there and some FA milk and have a sweet, the in a bowl milk.
Yeah.
Throw Silverline fruit circles, is it?
Yeah, the fruit. Don't use the TFA. Yes, use the Silverline.
I don't know.
Fruit circles. Silverline fruit circles is probably the best standalone.
No, it is. It is. There's no
without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
The only drama with it is you have to push it up to about 7%.
Oh, yeah, it's got to go high.
Yeah, and but you know, that said, it's very, very realistic and doesn't need too much added to it to actually get yourself a Fruit Loops.
No.
So you get that and then build a milk, the sweet milk in the bottom of the bowl afterwards, and you've got a pretty tasty cereal vape just off the bat without having to hide pledge or anything like that. You don't need to.
No, there's like Luke Loop has Rings ice cream, and it's really good. Like really good. There's not
does he use the silver line in that? I don't think he does he?
Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
okay. Yep.
Yeah. And there isn't like that's the first time that I've tried Loop cereal, not Luke Loop, but any cereal that didn't have that hint of lemon pledge, and that's the first one ever that doesn't.
Okay, I found it.
Did you find it?
No, I'm a fluffy pair of apples. I found it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm also thinking that when you get that slightly underbaked meringue on some things like baked Alaska.
Yes, yeah.
Where it's slightly underbaked, so you get that like chewy meringue.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like the meringue and maybe one of the other more realistic marshmallows combined would actually give you that chewy meringue.
I think you were right though. The FA meringue or the FA marshmallow is probably your more realistic one than the other one.
For that.
Yeah.
You could fill the center of your baked Alaska with Malaga ice cream.
Oh, shut up! Don't do that.
Sesame.
Yes, sesame Malaga. Oh, damn you!
Look, the thing is, there's a couple of like Zippy and I have been playing with the Malaga and the apricot, and they're quite a tough flavor to mix with. It's they as a single flavor, both of them come off beautifully.
Off the charts. But
when you put them in a mix, they're quite difficult to work with. The window's really small, too light or too heavy. You'll still get the creaminess, but they're quite difficult to work with. Look, they are fantastic flavors, and just hitting that spot is proving to be a little bit harder with those particular two flavors. But as a single flavor, they're fantastic. And in a mix, I've done about 4 or 5 mix with both of them, and they just I'm not quite what I want,
I'm on V6, don't you know? Right now, I'm on V6.
I think
that's. Go on, Simon.
Yeah, no, go on, mate. You're right.
That's what I find so hard about the single flavor testing. It's the end part where I write all of the notes, the summary, and then the usage suggestions, because some flavors can be absolutely fantastic, a single flavor, but not come across too strong. But then once you put them in a recipe, they behave completely different.
Remember I was saying, we were talking in chat there, and I said, I made that comment about the apricot, that alone, oh my God, it's through the roof. It gives you goosebumps just even sniffing it.
Yeah.
In a mix, it's antisocial. Very antisocial.
I found mint. Mint is a bugger for it. You'll you can taste it. It's really nice single flavor. It doesn't taste overwhelming, but you throw it in a mix and it'll just completely take over the recipe.
Well, this one's dialing down. Go ahead.
And the apricot and Malaga, they're all a similar thing. Is that they bully some flavors, but not others. Like I've used the apricot with medicine flower, dark chocolate at 0.6, and I think it was chocolate mousse at 2 for VTA chocolate mousse at 2, and I got no chocolate whatsoever, nothing, wasn't even there. And to stomp all over a medicine flower chocolate is a tough ask, but it managed to do it quite nicely. And then the Malaga in as well. The Malaga came through, but you just lost that creaminess that it has, and it's a fantastic flavor by itself. I'm having real issues getting the sweet spot for it. And if Roger was here, I'd be asking him, Roger, what the absolute fuck?
And when you talk about dialing it in, like I'm even playing at the point where, okay, I was at 0.6, then I went to 0.65. I tried another mix. I'm at 0.55, like dialing it in that small.
Yeah.
Just
It's one of those ones where the window's quite narrow to get through, and if you go over the top or go underneath, you just don't get what you like. And I mean, there are quite a number of flavors that are like that, but this one is probably the hardest that I've had to deal with.
But then again, that's one of the most satisfying parts of DIY.
When you get it.
Once you nail that, it's
Well, I'm not giving up on this sucker. Like I said, I'm on version 6, and tomorrow I'll be making version 7.
Yeah, I mean, once you started chasing that profile and you got your flavors down, so you know exactly, you've got the right flavors for the job. It's just getting those percentages dialed in.
Well, I took the recipe apart because we had put a recipe together, okay, like a whole. So then it's funny because it smelled like a Zippy moment, and then I vaped it. It was like, huh, what the? So then I decided to take it all apart and start at just a few flavors. I figure if we get that apricot right, then we can just throw everything else at it. It's a pain, that guy.
But that's actually one of the traits of a lot of the real flavors, concentrates as well. The window for usage is quite small, and if you go too high, you get nothing. If you go too low, you get nothing. You've just got this little narrow sweet spot where it does its job, and I'm finding that a few of the sesame are like that as well. You have to hit it bang on to get it right, and
right. So, yeah.
And I think what you pair it with too is becoming, well, an issue.
Oh yeah, I mean, with ice creams, it might pair really nice with one particular ice cream, and then another ice cream is terrible.
Well, that Malaga ice cream and that apricot deserve to be together. It's just you gotta like.
I was going to say, normally you find as well, if they're from the same manufacturer, they normally play really well together.
Yeah.
Not these two. Not these two.
Yeah.
These guys fight, man.
Yeah. No, these two are just like punching each other full on all the time. But we'll get it eventually, and we'll throw up some ideas for people to if they wanted to play with them. But they are at the moment. I'm bald. I ripped all my hair out.
You're talking about the apricot as well?
I took apart the apricot to work I took apart the recipe. I thought I'm just going to rebuild it. I'm going to start
I thought you
fruit.
meant you took apart the flavor. I'm like, how did you do that? You have the chemistry?
I got magic wand. No, I'm frustrated, so I thought I'm going to take it apart, rebuild it. I'm going to work on one portion of the recipe until it's right, and then we could throw all the other crap at it.
But yeah, Ronnie, that's one of the things why a lot of people ditched real flavors early on, is because of that small usage window. And like there's a couple of them which you can push quite safely. For example, their strawberry milkshake is a fantastic strawberry milkshake if you love a strawberry milkshake. But the problem with it is that if you compare that to, say, the strawberry, which I'm always going to use under 2%, with the strawberry milkshake, you can push that to 3%, and it's fantastic. So the consistency of usage through the flavor, like not many flavor house have consistent usage. You go, oh, I've got this flavor and the usage is going to be between this range. With real flavors, that usage is all over the show. Like really quite a wide range of percentage for similar type flavors, which is kind of weird, but it is what it is.
I've got a question since everybody's here. Vodka. Does anybody know a good vodka? And don't say
VTA,
Smirnoffs.
But Vape Train Russian vodka.
Yeah, VTA, Russian vodka.
That's what I was going to say.
If you like the Zabrovka Bison Grass type vodka.
And that's
if you're looking for the Bison Grass type vodka, use the Russian vodka. The more you push it, the more the Bison Grass flavor actually comes through.
Okay.
But like a lot of their boozes, you do have to push her a little bit to actually get pop in above the mix. Otherwise, you don't even know it's there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a bit of a princess, really, because if you it does get a bit bullied by other things. A lot of the VTA. Oh, on the side there, Liam, just having a lie down, mate. but yeah, the VTA boozers are really good, but you do have to push them, and they do get bullied by other things. So, you know, rather than push them super high, drop everything around it.
Well, then I'll probably have to, from this recipe that I'm gonna start working on. I'll probably have to drop everything low, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, it's on the list then. If that's the only vodka around, like.
I just thought I'd be in sync with Liam.
Oh. I'm not going sideways because I can't get back. Oh God.
You can't get back if you go sideways?
No, what? No, I don't know what it is. I do that.
I think Liam's actually frozen on his side.
He is too.
Yeah,
And he's gone. He's gone.
Okay, well, I think we covered all the marshmallows, what we can do, how we do them. I gotta find my, here we go. Oh, I missed all the chat. Here we go. Oh, he is froze sideways. I see this.
Yeah.
But Nick has some news.
Oh yeah, what's he got?
There's something new. What's happening new with you, Nick?
My new channel?
I didn't.
Yeah.
New channel?
Yeah. Post a link up for peeps.
New year, new me.
Are you going by Nicholas now or Nevins or Nick? What's your name?
No, still legend.
Still legend.
Oh, just legend.
Epic. Just epic.
Epic. Epically immortal.
I'm trying to find that.
There, epically immortal.
Here it is.
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to find all the.
I'll get there in the end. Hey, here we go.
There you go. So sub to that one and hit the little bell for notifications and I kind of like the new format, Nick. I reckon it's pretty cool to go through a cooking video. Are you going to be running that all the time? Go through a cooking video and then make a recipe, or is it going to be?
Obviously, I've got to go back to work next week, so I'll have a little less time. But I will keep at every different format that I've been doing. I'll just do a video now and again. So I'll iron out all the little kinks as well. It won't always be like.
I think the next show will be epically funny too, just quietly.
Yeah, when I get round to doing that, yeah, that will be good.
But yeah, thanks everyone for joining us, and
don't forget to stop in at www.diyflavorchaser.com.
Yeah, drop by.
Right, make sure you check that out.
Bye, Felicia. Oh God, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Nice one, Tam.
Yeah, the things I work on in the background, huh?
Yeah, that's all good fun.
Yes,
oh my gosh.
And keep your eye on Flavor Chaser because there's exciting stuff coming up and there's always new stuff being added. And
if you're not subbed to Hippie Vapes, make sure you're subbed to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Zippy. And Zippy.
I'll go check it now.
Make sure you hit notifications too, because when we're all stuck at home, there's every so often there's just going to be a random video come out because well, we've brought us all shit like you guys. So you might find a little bit more content if you hit those notification buttons and YouTube
I've
will
had
tell you
excellent
later.
stream all night, and now it's telling me some shit. I'm getting a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
That's a good
Did we
sign.
say something bad?
No, I think it's just saying bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
That's what it's trying to say. Bye,
Bye,
Felicia.
Felicia.
Thanks for watching,
everyone.
guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Ta-da.